All right, welcome to this explainer. Let's kick things off with a question that honestly might sound a little too familiar. Have you ever wondered why two people can make the exact same salary, but one of them is constantly stressing out over bills while the other just seems to be effortlessly building wealth? It's a crazy scenario, right? But it plays out every single day. The secret here isn't actually about how much money they make, it's entirely about how they manage it. So today, we are going to dive into a super simple, absolutely game-changing system that is going to completely flip how you look at your paycheck. Section 1. The income illusion. Same pay, different life. Okay, take Sarah and Michael. They both bring home exactly $3,000 every single month. But their financial lives, literally night and day. By the end of the month, Sarah's bank account is completely tapped out at zero. Her credit card debt just keeps creeping up, and she's just constantly stressed. But then you look at Michael. On that exact same income, he pays his bills with room to spare, his savings keep growing, and if an emergency pops up, he doesn't even sweat it. It's the exact same income, but they're getting totally different results. So we really have to ask, what is going wrong for Sarah? Well, it's highly likely she's tried budgeting the traditional way and just hit a wall. And honestly, who can blame her? A lot of people fail at budgeting because the systems they use are just way too complicated. They try to track every single coffee, every random snack, literally every penny they spend. And eventually, it's just exhausting. You just give up. Tracking pennies is tedious, and honestly, it almost never leads to long-term success. Section 2. The 50-30-20 Blueprint, a simple system. Enter the 50-30-20 rule. This is seriously one of the simplest budgeting methods out there because it completely ignores the micromanaging and focuses purely on the big picture. Instead of obsessing over your coffee habits, you just take your after-tax income and chop it into 3 big slices. You've got 50% for your needs, 30% for your wants, and 20% for savings and debt. That's it. It's this incredibly simple way to boss your money around and tell it exactly where to go instead of staring at your bank app on the 31st wondering where it all vanished to. Section 3. Needs versus wants, survival versus lifestyle. All right, so bucket number 1, your needs. This is the biggest chunk, and it should take up around 50% of your take-home pay. Now, you got to think of needs as strictly survival essentials. We're talking non-negotiables. Rent, your mortgage, keeping the lights on, basic groceries, insurance, getting to and from work, and making those minimum debt payments. Basically, if you stopped paying these things, your life would get incredibly difficult very fast. But here is exactly where people tend to fool themselves. There is a massive difference between a need and a want. Yes, you absolutely need food to survive, no argument there. But do you need a $7 artisanal coffee every single morning? No way. You need clothes? Sure, but you just want those crazy expensive designer shoes. You might need a phone for work and emergencies, but you just want the brand new iPhone every year. You've got to be brutally honest with yourself about what actually belongs in that 50% survival bucket. Now for the fun part. Literally, up to 30% of your income gets carved out just for your wants. I know, right? A budget that actually lets you have a life. Wants are the whole point of working hard. Going out for dinner, gaming, Netflix, booking that vacation, or keeping your gym membership. See, this blueprint isn't about punishing yourself or living like a hermit. It's just about putting a healthy cap on your fun money so it doesn't end up sabotaging your future. Section 4. Pay yourself first. Build your wealth. And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most crucial category, the last 20%. This is dedicated entirely to savings and throwing extra cash at your debt. This bucket right here, this is what builds your wealth and buys your future freedom. It's your emergency fund, your retirement, your investments. Which brings us to the ultimate golden rule of finance. Pay yourself first. The biggest, most common mistake people make is telling themselves, oh, I'll just save whatever is left over at the end of the month. But guess what? Let's be real. There is almost never anything left over. So the real magic trick is the order in which you move your money. Check out this flow. Step 1, your paycheck drops. Step 2, boom, 20% goes straight into savings before you even have a chance to touch it. Step 3, all your other spending comes after. Think about a guy like Jason. Jason gets paid, immediately drops cash on clothes and random Amazon hauls, and by the end of the month, his savings account is empty. Now look at Emily. Emily automates that 20%. It vanishes into her savings before she even sees it. Fast forward 10 years, Emily has serious wealth, and Jason, well, Jason just has excuses. Getting that automated habit locked in is absolutely vital. Imagine you automate just $200 a month into an investment account, and you start doing that when you're young. Over a few decades, that consistent habit, even though it's a relatively small chunk of change, can snowball into hundreds of thousands of dollars. The exact dollar amount isn't even the secret sauce here. It's time. Time combined with compound growth, those are absolutely your greatest financial superpowers.
Section 5. Making it work in the real world. Now, look, the 50-30-20 rule is a fantastic guideline, but it's not a strict, unbreakable law. It has to bend to your reality. Say you're a high school student working part-time, your expenses are super low, so maybe your needs only take up 37%. That means you can completely supercharge your savings up to 32%, which is incredible. But then, say you're a college student. Rent is brutal and your needs shoot up to 60%. To balance that out, you've got to shrink your wants down to 20% just to protect that 20% savings goal. The point here isn't to hit a mathematically perfect number every time. It's about finding a healthy balance that works for you.
All right, let's quickly run through some common budgeting traps so you can dodge them. Trap number 1, just not tracking your spending at all. I mean, you can't improve what you don't measure, right? Trap 2, calling wants, needs. Telling yourself, I need DoorDash tonight is a trap. You want DoorDash, you just need food. Trap 3, shrugging off those small coffee or app subscriptions. Trust me, they add up faster than you think. Trap 4, saving what's left over. We already know that's a recipe for disaster. And finally, trap 5, giving up after one bad month. Look, budgeting is exactly like exercising. If you eat a whole pizza on a Tuesday, it doesn't mean your entire fitness journey is ruined. You just wake up the next day and start again. Section 6, plan for freedom. Take control. So many people hear the word budget and they instantly think of a cage. They think of punishment and restriction, but actually, scratch that. It's the exact opposite. A budget is literally a plan for your freedom. When you actually step up and consistently direct where your money goes, instead of scratching your head wondering where it went, you completely eliminate all that background financial anxiety. You're ready for emergencies. You're building massive long-term wealth. So I am going to leave you with a challenge today. What is your actual 50-30-20 balance right now? Pull up your after-tax income from last month, lay out your expenses, and drop them into these 3 buckets. Just see where you stand. How close are you to this blueprint? Do you need to tweak some things? Are your needs just way too high? Are your wants quietly eating up your savings? Take that step. Take control today and start telling your money where to go. I promise you, your future self will absolutely thank you for it. But once you've actually mastered this balance and you've built up that solid savings, what do you actually do with that wealth to make it multiply? Well, that's the next step of the journey, and that's exactly what we're tackling in the next explainer. See you there.